Audio Jungle.
Okay, busuafo. Me mamo ajo. Mamo akwa aba na enwumre de baba kosem dwumade history one on so mini akwa answer from answer the city. Ena yaka yetam ede abo ani na enwumre yaba wabobo ano a yede aba kosem dwumade history one on na ano ya wada. Yedi nkomo bi efa ekwane a Ghana mampani a wodi kan wasaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah amanone amai amanone aban the UK government decided with the CIA of the United States decided say aban ne ye dodo ema bibifo aban a say ye hwe han ema sa aban ne etena so a ebeboa ebibiman eni nti wo mode wose woyo etu omampani no efiri eso na yeti ebibiman mu ye nkomo ne nyina ne say yenim say Ankara ene nasrafo ene ne police fo eka ho kutuka ene ne nkrofo afiri fanom ena ekudi se adwuma no nanso abakosem ene hwehwemu ame ehunu se na ensa kese bi etachire a ichinchim ye na anase directive sa nkrofo ehye wo mukutupa ebo ekwan eto ho twa asa eto ho ma sa mpani ye fa so nam so edi tu Ghana mampani a wodi kan osagefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah edi free abenya ne so enti na yehia ya na no san komo no na mpani si internet ne na nye internet connectivity dey easy oze ana kodum bedroom wode because the way I swear to God that's easy current for remote. Ebusuafo AC no Charlie ama etiene yehia ya madama eno enkomo no cause na no na internet ne ti ebusuafo bebre ena ete ma homa ne medi nkomo se da bi nkomo no nkomo a ehu hia se as a Ghanaian or as an African you understand say some of our good leaders now wo mo ye no anko mbe boa ye man na ma ye man na tumpon amanke negen Ghana for nke betimi di yense si ebo akase yefiri oman a emu efe emu ye adwuma wo ho enka obia ensore mfa de passport enkwa buruchiri so onkwa akopa adwuma yefisa adwuma na bia busu wa ha sei no empani na etu wo mu di free so wote ase now yenhwe mean say wo bre yenhwe na yeni enkomo no ifiri se ene ebre no isha yehwa wadama and it's the UK Foreign Office and a conduct a covert propaganda campaign and the boy the two the Ghanaian government a year Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah abaya na etiso sabre no edi ifri so na sa document history 101 na na Kyidomhene me ma bedwa Coup ensa aka ene na nanomada roma me ni wo edi hu enkomo no document ya mark no as a top secret document empani etwere no on the 6th of May 1966 ena empani the UK Foreign Office and the Cold War covert propaganda unit no womo ekruchire sa ensem no with the Information Research Department, the IRD Information Research Department of the United Kingdom weboa ye ema yekruchire a plot and answer a kwan ye befa so dey to the first president of Ghana Omampani Dr. Kwame Nkrumah na yenhwe ade bi ai wonim say sa attack ni nyina no ebe hye ase ene say from 1952 to 1957 Dr. Kwame Nkrumah eboaboa Ghana fo ano eka ensem eto Ghana fo etirimu ma ne to Ghana fo asum ene say ehu behia se abibifo yen ankase ye beje ye man ne adi so ifiri se mpani se so obi beboa wa mo asu enti se wo awusu enti se broni be siesie ye man na se broni be ye man ye man ya enti se ye ankase ye man ena o man no ankasa no kra ye ne enim se de ye pe no se ye ne ye man ye na ye kuta the ideals and values the traditions and customs the ye ne enim o man no ne fapem the ye ne enim kwan ye be fa so akekere o man na manakọ se de ye pe no o ti ase enti Kwame Nkrumah within that frame that space of time no 5 years no eboaboa Ghana fo ano ema Ghana fo nso boje ne so enti eno enam so no Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah enam so de bebeye the first prime minister of Ghana enam so de bebeye Ghana mampani a wodi kan na ye hwe Kwame Nkrumah ebebeye the prime minister and the president of Ghana no oboaye se wono nko ano enyefa hudi emma Ghana efiri se mpani se ba ko wi aduregu obakofo ensa enso onyankopon ani kata eni nti se ye ba betena Africa ha na amaman bebre wa Africa ha sei no ya hwe na Ghana nko ano atimi age independence e de efira abrofo nsem a migidi se nya de ebeboa eni nti wo mampani Kwame Nkrumah ehwe ye ema in 1963 yeti abedweku a ye friend the Organization of African Unity AOU ene 2002 yesisa ne din be ye the African Union no Kwame Nkrumah was a co-founder of that organization what you say and the headquarters ewo Ethiopia Addis Ababa Empotemufo now yenhwa de sa secret document ya make ho asem a ye twere no on the 6th of May 1966 ye eno enenam so a on the 24th of February 1966 ye di eye coup edi etia Kwame Nkrumah what you say now this document ebe PM in May 62 but it was written earlier what I say it was written earlier before the 62 coup but who ankasa dwa beto dwa na ankasa document ni be leak here who beto dwa no you know eye May ankasa na ehun be de ebetuja na yenhwe ade bi Kwame Nkrumah as ni dwumadi a wodi ede aboa ma ewiase asundue ene kroyo ene puntu aba no etutu ne nam efiri Ghana man mu ha sei ede kokopie mu Hanoi Vietnam empotem ni nyina ne say na the United States of America akwa to ahye Vietnam for so wo kai the Vietnamese war yahwe hu film bebre and yahwe hu film Japo for na ha it is our no and Kwame Nkrumah ekokopie mu wo Hanoi say wo kwa akobua ama entokwa no a ekọ no eso atwa na asundue ene kroye ede aba bepiem ne ho na okokopie mu wo Hanoi Vietnam no wo pani a ye friend Ankara ani Colonel EK Kutuka ene Afrifa wo mo kan wo mo hubo mu the first coup d'etat wo ye man mu ha sei ene two Ghana man pani Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was charged for any free akunyane so na wonim wo pani a Ankara empenifo ehwe no ejije na baba man ne be coup d'etat edi two Kwame Nkrumah edi free akunyane so no. This is how the United Kingdom abrofo they described him as nice but stupid. So you see yewo omampania waba beji Ghana akunya natana so for the first time. Omampani nam so ama Ghana yenya electricity akoso dam wa building a lot of factories. What you say? Sa omampani wi abrofo ne se omumpe no. What you say? Omampani na waba na wo building factories ama Ghana for no. Abrofo ne se de omumpe no. But enipa no o describe no as nice but stupid no. Tio enipa no abrofo ni describe no as nice but stupid no onu mum no abrofo ni onu mum say onu mum na be Ghana for so rather than Kwame Nkrumah no awonu AC factories say de be yankade Ghana memu no benya biaye no etiane obi ti baby no say abrofo epe Ghana for say na abrofo pe Ghana for yi dia then I bet to differ yakwa yanimwe document no I don't know me the document na ma kwaku minim se kwaku the document na to so about kwaku amfa document na to so the IRD operations no against Kwame Nkrumah no the build up document na ka me ma Kwame Nkrumah ti me de ma kwaku na ka kwaku dia to so build up document no wo manim ha se ya ma men kan kakra from the build up document no. From the build-out document, by 1962, it was clear that the President Nkrumah was relying increasingly on the communist advice and support within Ghana, while at the same time pursuing a forward policy of subversion in other African countries. An IRD officer, Mr. Hanoi, was posted to the High Commission at Accra, and at the High Commissioner, Sir Godfrey the Freitas told us that it was a help to him to have the services of a specialist in communism. Mr. Hanoi reported regularly to the department and evidence of mounting communist influence within Ghana. On the basis of this and other reporting, IRD was able to produce a series of classified briefs and paper analyzing communist activities within Ghana. By early 1964, the communist orientation of Ghana had reached a point which made it impossible for Mr. Hanoi to undertake any IRD distribution or normal activities within the country. Mr. Hanoi was withdrawn from Accra and not replaced. He recommended that we should launch a covert mailing in. It's our opinion, Mr. Hanoi. One known yes, our recommendations in the IRD. Mr. Hanoi was withdrawn from Accra and not replaced, he recommended that we should launch a covert mailing-in operation against Ghana. But this suggestion raised political difficulties for the CRO, that is the Commonwealth Regional Organization or something. Yeah, the Commonwealth Research Department. Sorry, Commonwealth Research Department. In view of Ghana's Commonwealth status, however, one leaflet was authorized which purported to have been issued by the National Lawyer African Brothers, attacking the subversive character of SPAC and its editor Kofi Bacha. This mailed in French and English to recipients in Africa. The Prime Minister's intervention, covert action. In June 1964, Sir Alec Douglas Home, Prime Minister of England, eka asembi efa Kwame Nkrumah so ho. Ma menkan eno so kakra o say, can we not leak some detailed fact about Nkrumah's action through channels which could not be brought back home to us? Eti the UK Prime Minister enka ne papa mu a Ghana a sovereign nation ya to aba ayi ye mampani. Enka the UK Prime Minister enka wo no de die ntwaka na wo ewo Ghana enhihye yemu a wo no wo suggest say yenkeka ensem mfa Kwame Nkrumah ho nengu Kwame Nkrumah ni mu ase se de be ya Ghana fo nso be sori atia Kwame Nkrumah se Kwame Nkrumah yo mampani a wo mu Ghana. Sa enkomo ni bi ne ko lead to say Kwame Nkrumah abobesia dodo. What you say can different point? Kwame Nkrumah abobesia dodo. Kwame Nkrumah ayesei. Kwame Nkrumah kwa wari we. Kwame Nkrumah de Ghana sika nyina kwa kosi stadium wogini. Kwame Nkrumah kwa yesei. Kwame Nkrumah what you say? There are a lot of things they said about Kwame Nkrumah. Now, yenhwe adiebi. One will say, openinu a ye friend Uri. Na wono na operation ni nyina no, IRD operations ni nyina no, eda ne na so no. Wokeka ensembi yenhwe adiebi. Was say by 1962 it was clear that Nkrumah was relying clearly on NT. Or to also I was say the African editorial and special operations section of IRD throughout worked in a very close liaison over the treatment of Nkrumah's Ghana. The treatment was aimed at contributing to the creation of an atmosphere in which Nkrumah could be overthrown and replaced by a more Western-oriented government. Where this is a UK diplomat too. A UK diplomat and a same way say UK for and create an atmosphere. Ebema Kwame Nkrumah memuo no. Ebeye diamano grounds nebeye fertile for an overthrow. What you say? This is a foreign subversion. Foreign government meddling in the affairs of what you say? A Ghanaian business. Yenko yenim. Openina manansu hwao. Wasa tuaso. Was say now that this objective we know ye after Penifwaji atumu say jumedi no ombedi etu Kwame Nkrumah free ni etu Kwame Nkrumah and openinti a continuous thing openini kase was say now that the objectives has been realized, our efforts are being directed at ensuring that the lessons of Kwame Nkrumah's retention with communism not lost on other African nations. Etini nyina new the Western world, na nasa say you can Western world we are referring to Western Europe, any or more allies, or more American allies. That is the Western world. The Western world no epe say yen ebi before. Ya dwene any ye need so nyina no eba omo so say. Se omo Western world no omo ni ho a yen ebi before ye ni ho. Omo na nyansa nimdie ni bibia wo omo nchen. Enti bibia ye hia bia omo nchen ne ye mra. Meanwhile, when you look at the East, the Asians, China, Russia, all these places, you would see they are far developed. And in fact, spirituality, no traditions, no custom, no, and before the end say because of ancient linkages, what you see. Eti other na yenhwe sankrofo mum rather than looking at the West, yahwe hope for over 68 years. Looking at the West for development when we are not getting it. If we are so kwasia na ensesa na adwene nti ada na yentimi ensesa ya adwene. You get my point? Now, yenhwe yanimwe na yenhwe IRD en common. IRD for no ehunu say in the 1966, leading to the 1966 coup, no. Omu say over Ghana has 65% of Ghana for rural folks. Not just a yeti, kwaye yeti, inkurase. Na sa 75% no. Womu no energy Kwame Nkrumah ho. If we say sabio me mete commander na me ahwede na medua. Na Kwame Nkrumah aba bebie Commander Sugar Factory. Se mahwede no a medua no Kwame Nkrumah factory no ebeto mahwede no na yetua me car mepe. Se me free Pualugu na me do tomatoes. Na Kwame Nkrumah aba beye Pualugu tomatoes factory. Se me wo Pualugu na se me ye nantwie. Na Kwame Nkrumah aba beye meat factory. Se me nantwie no na kwansi ni kalabule ni bi ma me free. Enye me konabra na emum meat factory ne beto no mo de aye corn beef. What you see a me no ameti akura no mani ji we hu rather than say ye beba benya na nado obeba kosi cathedral. What you see rather than say ye beba benya mahama obeba kosi Hajj village. Me nkoko kotene mu nkonko nya adwuma nye. What you see? So this is what Kwame Nkrumah was doing. And the 75% of the rural folks liked it. And you know almost support it. And no na ara di nigina so hunu said there be. Say a campaign no ye wage against Kwame Nkrumah, say Kwame Nkrumah amemu ni nye no. Say ye targeted this 75% no enye ye. It is an etie dia. Ye targeted the remaining 25% na womu nim newspaper kind, womu na omu TV, womu na otiase, womu na ye frɛ omo middle class and ase elite. Enti se ono no wo firi kromu ba no wo ba kurase no obe kan kire se o. Makai wo newspaper mu se Kwame Nkrumah boka wa bu Ghana wa bo business ama Ghana man mu no Ghana man ne kura ye deka ama Ghana na se ya. Na se wo a wo tie kurase na wo ka kire ne se o. Na se ya boka nya factory ne sisi wa ye mu adwuma no a. Okacho se ukrasi ni wo school da ben unim hwe woti ase kon anu tum na woti ase he nti sa na ye de tie man mu ha woti ase sa na ye de tie because sa na brofo no ye den e de kire now ye ko ye nimu en. According to this document, the abrofo no ye ni bi ni say they mailed in write up omo ankasa tena UK omo offices no ma kire newspaper o ma kire news articles. Me fa ni say yes Kwame Nkrumah akoye se uti ase no ma twere nsem no ma maili nsem no de aba ti omu maili nsem ne ba omu wo local organization me fa ni say UTAG anase FUTAG anase HUTAG on say sa enkonkuo no wa wo ti Ghana ha say ya wonim say kuo we ye Ghana kuo anase unemployment association Galamsey Fighters Association this association say kuo no nyina uti ase ewo hold ti se ku no ye mani o muska ni amani o mo article no oti ase any leaflet na nti no mo run now. What people don't understand is this. Obi ti say JB Dankwa for instance na CIA for ni tua JB Dankwa ka what I say na CIA one woti o. And I know me te say mini apani Gabi Asari ochire da akon. E person was a history. Offer wunti means a history. ye mu bi da so te ase di abakosem no wuntimi nsesa no mu ofa JB Dankwa no ye adwuma ma the CIA na CIA fo etua ne ka sika na omudi tua no ne no na no ode hwe na busuafo de bɔ ne ho bra ebra ye chi ni kotum mu no ye chi ni kokotum Kwame Nkrumah ma ye chi ni kokotum under Preventive Detention Act no naste akatua ne blockade ye akatua no na emma bi mfiri se obi a wo ye de wasi wo se undermine Kwame Nkrumah adwuma Kwame Nkrumah mamu no ye de wasi wo ye tua wo ka se wo wase twetwere nsem keka nsem na Kwame Nkrumah ni mu ase na Ghana fo hu se Kwame Nkrumah ye nipa bonefo se watena se ama Kwame Nkrumah chi watum de asika na ye de ma no ye mfa ma obi they stop paying JB Dankwa the money JB Dankwa ye yi ni free prison no wo tu mirika echo the American embassy eko demand say ada na sika na amode ma me no magya etua mi pa che o question asase ye busa JB Dankwa ene Dankwa buzia family tradition ni nyina ne say adwuma be na ye wo fa JB Dankwa no ye ma the American embassy no a eni nti no okọ hokọkọji akatua ne na ema no okọ hokọ busa ye sa de nti na makatua ne ma. It's a question. What I say? A valid question. That ye nyina asase ye busa. Kevin Ose send me a DM. Na me the WhatsApp link na send you. No, I join. Why? What I say? Eti Kwame Nkrumah de. E ya idea na the Western world na your madwin say by hook or by crook. Sesi ye di tu ni free ade so. Na yenko yanim. Yenko yanim na yenhwe ade bi. Yenko yanim na yenhwe ade bi. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Asai Kwame Nkrumah nyubedi ane wodi wa hanso. Oman bi ti se France. Oman bi ti se France. Ensu ehunu Kwame Nkrumah se Kwame Nkrumah problematic. Efri se Kwame Nkrumah France na control the then Guinea Bissau any Mozambique any Angola Portuguese for Portuguese for control these territories. Angola, Mozambique, Guinea Bissau, Portuguese colony. Kwame Nkrumah sika the military support supported these three countries here mabubo mosono for their fight for independence. What do I say? Sadie we nso anga the Portuguese. Enti Kwame Nkrumah no anko Kwame Nkrumah nipa baako no. UK for time no. America for time no. Belgium for time no. France for time no. Portugal for time no. Enipa baako. Omu nyina pese omu tu ni fira ade so. Ni nyina ne se de enti e pese etu Kwame Nkrumah nyina ne se wo ye de be ya menewo ye ho nkyere yen. What did I John say? Now, aside coup d'etat, coup d'etat there were physical attacks on Kwame Nkrumah's life. I know mo pese Kwame Nkrumah na say ye nya ni coup d'etat ne krentu na Kwame Nkrumah na nkasa ni ye nkunu free wiase. If he says ye tibi kum Kwame Nkrumah free atiase fo wiase so dia se ne ne no ano no. Se die wo free ni die otua ka ni wurade si won ton bi mu a sasa wote ase eno anam so ema coup d'etat and coup d'etat mienu na ekoso that is 1962 1963 and 1964 in the 1963 coup enkwada maku 12 school nkwada. Now how wicked, how evil can these people be? Say omampeni amopese mutu ni free sunti nampacho bomb no mukonya awai asesa bomb say a school nkwada kwa akọ kame president eti the bomb wa sha kwada ba ko ho ama bomb na kwa akọ to akum school nkwada ma akọ 12 it happen wo ye man mu ha sei What I say happen where you Ghana has ya. Kwame Nkrumah Ghana 1963. As if that was not enough. Enkwada 12 no ayahwie wo mumoja egu no. Ya say nya nuhu CPP rally ase. CPP rally ase in 1964. And those who almost got 2 bomb ni biem wo ho ma ho no so enipa mako 20. Nipa mako 20 and I did bomb ese Coup all in the name of the PCA to Kwame Nkrumah free Ghana kunyani so adentia. Kwame Nkrumah CC factories. Adentia. Kwame Nkrumah see before you betimi rule ye man. Adentia Kwame Nkrumah see mineral resources na ye dia. Enti abrofu munyi monzan free so. Oda see ye hwe ade bi. Ebra Coup no ebekoso no. Coup ni bekoso. Answer na coup ni bekoso. Coup ni happened in 66. A year before Coup ni bekoso no. The British High Commissioner to Ghana, Arthur Snellen, actually a top secret document in 1966. In the document, the main kind bibi kakra from the document was say about every 2 years we are asked to help Ghanaian plotters to get rid of Kwame Nkrumah. About every 2 years, people are penina one and ebusamu every 2 years. Be as a 1 year to Kwame Nkrumah in free Ghana kunya nesono. Oye a foreign diplomat. And a waba Ghana has a wobabe ye juma mamo mine. Aden na ye man penny a yako sanline yako to a bamano. Wo no boase yentuni fra kunya neso. Yen hwe ade bi. Kwame Nkrumah aside ni nyuma papa no wo ye no. Esa atwere books bebre. Na ni books bebre na wo twere ye ne books ano wo de kaka ye bibifo about the dangers. Ene niema ye da ye nimu a ekutia ye. Enti one of Kwame Nkrumah book a wo twere ye ana ehu hia ekofa ensem bebre bre Kwame Nkrumah nam so ma the UK government and the CIA decided say book we Kwame Nkrumah atwere ide the final straw ibebu camel na chino book Kwame Nkrumah to ni the Neo-colonialism, the last stage of imperialism, published in 1965. Sa book we Kwame Nkrumah atwere book we afiama ena omudi ye Coup ni tu no. Na in the book no Kwame Nkrumah kire se dia ama Africa man no enkoso. In that book no na Kwame Nkrumah kire o dia ama Africa man no enkoso. Kwame Nkrumah kire a dia ama Africa man we no enkoso ni nyina ne se World Bank, IMF, CIA, sa enyuma we banks no sa enyuma na ne big corporation omo na omo ka ho a emma Africa enkoso. In that book no sa na Kwame Nkrumah kan ayo. Na mind you, this is 2025. Obeka se sa asem no Kwame Nkrumah kan in 1965 no. Enye no kre. Me pa cho yemfa Ghana mene o ye ba Ghana ye wo ye ba tiazefo asase so enche ye enti ne yenhwe Ghana from 1992 ebra under fourth Republican Constitution ebra Jerry John Rawlings ebetna akonwane so ebra Jerry John Rawlings ebetna akonwane so as a democratically elected president. Ghana under the fourth Republican Constitution yako IMF how many times? Ena insusanso emfaso ben ne de abreye. Every time ye beko IMF they say IMF no ana Kwame Nkrumah ka ho asem no a enam so a ye di kun ye di tu no World Bank no ana Kwame Nkrumah e ka ho asem no enam so ayedi tu no no. Eho na ye kokogye afutuo. Eho na ye kokogye financial advice. Ye kwa World Bank for no be ka kire ye say momfa etuo enkonko toto mo man for ne so. World Bank for entu ye politicians ne for say Dubai in the 1970s na eye Pearl Harbor. Na eye Pearl Harbor. Na eye anwea prada da so kwaye so. Dubai for no e decide say etuo enti nya tuo ne de chekere oman. You cannot build your country or your nation on taxes. If we say, oh my for no, they are already impoverished. And penisi bibi ni fia yen kasepe bibi di ni enkwa habayire. O my for no already omuni adwumaye. Ekomo de wo mo. Ye wo unemployed graduate association. How do you tax these people to build a nation? What I say, when you foot to IMF, any World Bank, mu useless leaders, no, woman nanum, any IMF, any World Bank, any IMF, any American CIA, for any UK, for a kutupa, a coup to Kwame Nkrumah. Woman nanum, no one say, Oma Swagana, and they are the same people now, Kwame Nkrumah, a casa against them. Rallies echo IMF, World Bank. Ofri ono. John Adekum Kufuor, World Bank, IMF. Mahama Mills, World Bank, IMF. Nanado Baumia, World Bank, IMF. Me pacho Ghana for emphasis efutuo nyansa futuo ben nyansa efutuo ben na IMF ne World Bank. Ediama Ghana for entibesi ne Ghanaian politicians. Eda so di Ghana ye problem no ekwadan IMF ne World Bank. This is what Kwame Nkrumah was fighting against. Then again in the book here kofa Kwame Nkrumah asem ne bae no. Abrantie Ure kan sem bi wo say. Ure na kan sem bi wo say. It was only after the publication of Nkrumah's book on Neo-colonialism in October 1965 that we were advised by the Commonwealth Research Department that we need no longer be inhabited by Ghana's membership of Commonwealth. Wemu ye nkrofo aye ni omu yeku. Wemu ye nipa aye so omu so. Wemu ye nipa aye ko omu hokoji afutu. Se ye mine nko yi a. It is because abakosam ya to atwene ye nsua ye history. So IMF ne World Bank etimi mo mine eye yi a enka Greece enka ansay. Go and read the IMF report on Greece. Now, Abrantie Ure or say to one in commodity so was say on Kwame Nkrumah was say we consequently began to include more materials on Ghana and Nkrumah himself on our normal output, the main vehicle still being the African Review. An African Review, African Review, one of the leading English publication. African publication wa Africa has say and some news news portal no abrofo no use ye etin me fa say ka oti Ghana has say and oti Africa has say and na wonim say news portal African Review before a news portal eti wo ogidie wom because wonim say BBC ni CNN no they are biased towards African until you know say an African news portal there they are going to be truthful. What I say? Na says our news portal so are being used. How many news portals now Africa has say ya? Some crofo we use to write propaganda articles about African leaders are the right things to support Africa. What do I say? Then again, according to CIA declassified document, a copy of which media to your WhatsApp group nim wa open ubetimi akan bi. CIA document in H after the CIA head director Kwame Nkrumah book no or issue a commission. Say book no omunye mu hwehwemu. Omunye book ni mu hwehwemu. Amunye book ni mu hwehwemu na womu enye the right thing. What I say, they should take the right decision. Na Kwame Nkrumah no omuntu ni free so ten na and some now work can warrior be before the day. This is according to CIA document. Warrior be before the day. We are so kwasianity na guragu. Eti kwasi broni pese bibini ani bete. If it's a wanitia u gold, u diamond, u bauxite, u titanium, u minerals na o mu use no mu nya biem. Now, here share some of the consequences on Kwame Nkrumah. Yedi A2 no free Kwame Nkrumah akunyane so won. Here share sa enkomo ibi. Mame enkan ade bi. In the book, in the book, the Neo-colonization, Kwame Nkrumah actually asimbi. Reason why Kwame Nkrumah actually a book, no say. The essence of neo-colonization or the essence of neo-colonialism is that the state which is subject to it is, in theory, independent and has the outward trappings of international sovereignty. Enti Kwame Nkrumah chire mu a neo-colonization the opeso wo chire mu nyina ne se oman no ewo ho ase oman no ode ne ho ase Ghana no ede ne ho ase independent state nanso enkrofo ano ede straw etuetuem na wo mo nom. That is what neo-colonization etie. Mo omanfo no ye Ghana fo no ye de emfutu agu yani ama ya adwene ye se ye man no Ghana na da ho no sovereign state ye man, but ukomu dasuko a wo behunu se oman ne de da ho keku, but senkrofo bi bottom enkrofo bi na take decision mo oman no. That is what Kwame Nkrumah was talking about. Eti Kwame Nkrumah to us in the book no say in reality its economic system and thus its political policy is directed from outside. Ti Kwame Nkrumah chidemu in reality oman ne de da ho te se oman a Ghana for dia o, but ukomu asuko a udomu asuko a omo a take decisions, omo a control oman no, they are not from Ghana, they are from outside. This is what Kwame Nkrumah was talking about in his book Neo-colonialism. And into that brofo no a quicken up say ye be too nefri akunyane so no. What do I say? Now what kind ababa wa Susan Williams and a woman what you did the white malice, the CIA and the covert recolonization of Africa. You be unu say adie bi so wo mu a very very strange and very very fascinating. Now let's share that thing. Openi a ye friend no General Dag Hammarskjöld. General Dag Hammarskjöld na wonu na wo ye the UN Secretary General. UN Secretary General in the 1960s. Na sa openi wono na welcome Dr. Kwame Nkrumah into the UN General Assembly in the 1965. Ansana no 1962. 1962 ansana ni yenye Kwame Nkrumah Coup ni kura. Na ebra Kwame Nkrumah ekokopie mu the United Nations General Assembly no. Okomeki a comment. Ane okomeki comment. Na ne comment a wo komeki ye ne se wo say the first task of the United Nations is to allow the Congolese people to be ruled by a leader chosen by the Congolese people. Ni nyina ne say when it you say na sabri ya ye ken so na Congo Patrice Lumumba abrofo no atai Mobutu Sese Seko achi ama after 10 weeks of Patrice Lumumba ababetna akonwa ne so no Belgium, UK, any the CIA of the United States akabum etu ono so afira akonwa ne so. Na woni mu say sa enkomo we ya UN Secretary General Dak Hamajad Emma Kwame Nkrumah kwan Emma ni begina the United Nations General Assembly floor ebe kan ye no anya brofo ne de. Anya brofo ne de o. Eni nti sa wo pani no 7th of March 1977 7th of March openi ne flight etuo e free Congo akwako piemu wo Rhodesia empotem ho no empanimfo ye Kanana and eye Kanana ema openi no ni wie mu hyen a wode kɔ no ye sa na se free wiem ema ewiem hyen ne be crash ya ebesi ne yenim ekwan e fa so a openi no the UN Secretary General na wono na o support Kwame Nkrumah na opɛ Kwame Nkrumah sempa ye de Kwame Nkrumah ho tan o ja se Kwame Nkrumah ho tan o e na entire UN Secretary General ye share that man plane ekɔ crash ye ewu ye in Africa. So the hate tan anabrofo no ewo ma Kwame Nkrumah no na nke koba ne senke yenhye Africa nyina na yemfentu Kwame Nkrumah mfiri so a meka bibia se na nka brofo no were ready to do it. Yes, they were ready. They were ready to do everything and anything. Oti say ye di betu Kwame Nkrumah e free so. Now details of the flight no a ekokonya enkwanhia no. Flight no na etu afri Congo Ndaba na edi nani akwakohia akwakopie mu ani present day Zambia, that is Northern Northern Rhodesia ena empani eye kuntuna efa kuntuna siu in 1961 efa kuntuna se adan na wo UN Secretary General wo be ma Kwame Nkrumah no ye penatu na afira akonwa ne so diada kwa na ne nsem no oti Africa ho keka no wasa ama na akonwa ama na ba begina floor kakraka we uti ase ekeka sa nsem wi okura asese ekum now maye ni nkomo ne yehwa ade bi won say wo hwe coup d'etat no ene ho nsensem ne enipa dodo a empanimfo ne ku wo mo in this Kwame Nkrumah issue a yehwa ade bi asemo a Susan Williams can was say the US officials were equally as pleased and cheerfully characterized it as almost pathetically pro-Western. Now, Wunim, the post-coup military junta delighted British diplomat who described it as strongly anti-communist. Mebo, enye UK for, enye US for, enye France for na Captain Ibrahim. Aye coup ya ene wo say coup na opani no aye no wo mo nsoso na eye democracy ena wo mo anije ho na coup de ye nsoso enam so atinibu Tibon Koso Nigeria President Tinubu ene Nanado the very corrupt Nanado no entimi afọ omo na yansi ho am protect Ibrahim Traore any ni AES sanction omo ECOWAS the sanctions etu omo nuane so omo sister nation ebreko a omo akasa nyina no sampanifo we nyina eya aware se Blaise Compaoré ene ne ho nkro ne ba Sankara ene ne ho nkro ne ba sankrofo we mu na di coup d'etat etu omo free so all in the name of say sankrofo ni esiesi omo man se ne ya ba benya leaders na mo se coup d'etat ye di tu omo free so coup d'etat anya ekoba ne say na the same coup d'etat no a ye di tu kwa amenkroma no mo abrofo na no de na mo bo mo nsem kanfo se sa coup d'etat no pro western. Let me read it again. Fans are no more dem almost say me hwehwe phrase no ma kan ni almost say according to the document the post coup military junta delighted British diplomats enti coup no ayeye wie no British diplomat na omo de eti nja so omo chiri coup o abrofo ni nchi coup a omo chi ni se coup no a omo chi no coup a eboa abibifo anything at the same abrofo no omo pe Rollins coup no what I say the same abrofo no omo pe Jerry John Rollins coup no if it's a Jerry John Rollins coup no na emwa bibifo na ebo abrofo no Jerry John Rollins coup no etiene yahu coup ni bi abrofo ni si coup ni nye if it's a coup no ayaye wo Burkina Faso no ebo Burkina Faso fo eti the same strategy abrofo ni si enye coup no aye di tu kwa amenkroma ne de omo se eye when we say the reality coup no aye di tu kwa amenkroma no ene de abrofo ne bomb omo nsem omo bo omo eye coup na baso omo from liberators mo mrane because omanya obi a omo describe ne say wo ye obi a wagimi omanya leader oye jimi fo a wodi Ghana dwapade be ba be hye omo nsa Kwame Nkrumah was not doing that. Mamenkai medimanu eba besie no. Mamenkai the memorandum from the President's Acting Special Assistant for National Security Affairs, to President Johnson. Na yemfa ene yedwumadie no enyina emra ewiye. Madaroma. Mame enkai sa adi where are you? I open it somewhere. Maybe you will have me back. Okay. Okay, good. And yeah, Kuma na maybe na. Okay. 80, okay, all right. I have it here. 80 me kaya and the equation na. Said it ain't be a fool, Kuma mentally. 80 we no. A letter from the chairman of the National Liberation Council. And watch the Eddie Aquacoma. Say me kind from the top or say 80 Mamenka from the top. Falling relationship 1964 to volume blah 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 blah. RW comma. Make clear that we ought to exploit such success as quickly and as skillfully as possible. You have no idea how important a word from you can be in settings. Anyway, basically, comma, a advisor to the president, the United States President Johnson. Ena after ye tu Kwame Nkrumah efiri akonwa ne so no. Koma no any the president aiding nkoma akatre President Johnson say o issue statement na on support omo ayeku no. O dia say over na nuntum na won ka say United States of America no the ekoso wo Ghana no ebeboa Ghana ade ebeboa Ghana nti obi anka o dia say so this is what Openini air count enti dia no Openini air kire no 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 say after ono wakika na nsem wiye no and the chairman of the Liberation Council, the National Liberation Council, womo eye ku no senka ku no omo ye ne eye Ghana ho do na mo de ye ku no se Ghana say Kwame Nkrumah say Ghana eti mo je Ghana si ho a mo ye ku ni wi amo twere letter de akwa United States president so won fa nye den what I say ye hwe letter womo twere de kokoma President Johnson letter yi omo twere no March 24th 1966 and omo twere letter Mame Kanya was dear President, my dear President Johnson. Mame fa we into what I mean to me. And Kanya de my dear President Johnson. And the omo person me Kanya de no. Ah, good. Menyano. Ah, Kwaku. Menyano. My dear President Johnson, I am taking this opportunity to write you personally in order to explain the circumstances that led to the recent change of government in Ghana and to discuss some of the most crucial problems which the National Liberation Council inherited from the old regime since it assumed power on 24th of February 1966. In view of the fact that there had recently been changes of government in a number of African states, I thought my explanation would enable you to make a correct assessment of events in Ghana and to view the military takeover in its correct perspective. The army and the police service were compelled to intervene to stem the tide of the growing communist menace in Ghana and the catastrophic deterioration of our economy. As I told the people of Ghana in my nationwide radio and television broadcast on 28th of February, this grave step was taken because no other means was available to restore the country. Enti enkrata enti once again se enye se ubi ne ball pa oti de mention se ubi e mo pa se kokodi djuma bia ukodi djuma ni wi a o de ho report e ba be ye den United States e mo pa se kokoye ku se okoye ku ni wi a ada na wo ko twere the United States president akwa ka ku ni ho nsem ni enti a wo ye ku aden Ghana United States dia dina wo ko twere na mo twere letter ne dia akwa ma President Johnson so wonye den. It is because they were all part of the plan. What I say? Na omu nyina ansa hyase enti na mutimi ye ku ni wie ya no mu nyina mo frefre sa mpanifo ni nyina ka kire wo mo de asie no. So this is what actually happened. Now then again, we enkrata no comma RW comma enkrata no ankasa no ena na me pese me kind the full length of the document, but I'm say ebreno so kwakusi breno aso enti me sa statement no ebe post wo your WhatsApp group ni na obi aka, because that statement no was from 1966. As a matter of fact, on the 12th of March and up to 10 a.m. ena sa enhoma no anase sa nkrata no kuma de twere koma President Johnson se me kan kakra wo chirimo wo see the coup in Ghana is another example of fortuitous windfall. Enti wapenino, this is an advisor to the president of the United States. And award was say coup no a Kwame Nkrumah coup no. A windfall. A fortuitous windfall. Na chese a idea bia chese ai chese emfasodie buruja the mother United States. Ekoba ne say na coup d'etat akoso wo Ghana. The first leader of Ghana ye de atu no. Ekoye emfasodie kese the mother United States of America. Why? What I say? Watch them. The point of this memo is that we ought to follow through skillfully and consolidate such successes. Success being what success? The downfall, the overthrow of the Ghanaian president, a dear success and the woman Emma the United States. So this is the evidence. What I say? Niensana netete ntita bi onyan krabi. What I say? Enyen krofuo bi bibi ebesi wa Africa ha bia no, there are foreign powers behind who control this. Brenason me did na Kyidomhene ma memfa mu ensi ha na eda brada yeshia yahwe me wo document bi wa ha say document yi me ba ma membe document no na menka just a phone no. Okay, good. 42 British 42 coup. British 42 coup since 1945. Britain for 42 coup d'etat. Mako 42 since 1945. And Omatna Africa has a sponsor. Enti kwafo na nya so omuchi coup no omope coup no omudi nyame adoma da bana da yehia yebedo asuko abakosem yebehwe Africa de enti a enkoso de enti a ewiase obi amfen ebuo emma bibifo na nei aba beto mene o yebe yi a agese age visa e de akwa aburuchiri akwa copy perform me did na Kyidomhene dwuma de ya abakosem history 101 me ni akwa ansa from Ansa Deco City ene na ye kan ye tam e de bo anim. Me can force say app no say won't download here. Go to the App Store, go to the Play Store. Your friend who know thyself. Ebia na only the next Kwame Nkrumah. Ebia na to me bi wo mu a wo de ba bebo bibi man. Ebia na technology bi e na edua wo mu a wo de ba bebo bibi man. Me sell be download app no. Use it to meditate. Discover who you truly are and help liberate Africa. Bidi wu si ha edabnada ebese hia. Bye bye makramo.